thank you once again for allowing me into your busy day and schedule to talk about again the urgency of resilience for me and for you. Before I get into today's topic, I got a memo or email from a listener about one of the earlier episodes, no, maybe last month episode. It sounded like, he said it sounded like I was yelling in this particular episode. He didn't cite which one. I have to go back and review it myself. So I hope this enthusiasm, I hate using that word, my passion, everyone has passion, but my commitment to this message, I don't mean to yell at anyone. Maybe I need to yell at myself. Maybe that's what I was doing. As I said before, if this vigor, this loud humility and confidence comes across as yelling, I don't never mean to do that. That's not my thing. It's not how I communicate, to my knowledge. But again, this person, randomly just said, "Hey, man, love your stuff." Were you, just either agitated or overly enthusiastic about what you were talking about? It sounded like you were yelling. So again, if I did that out there, pardon me for doing that. Try and temper down this, overzealous statements about resilience as I'm getting it. I'll try and do better at making sure it's clear and not too loud. Today's topic is called Writing New History. Now, even in the book itself, Resilience, the Beauty of Presence, I talked about the freshness and duration of the present moment. The freshness and duration of the present moment. The present one, right here, like this one today, right now. So, even though I was really not yelling, but emphasizing the pristine quality and condition of the present moment and how fresh every one of them is, as critical and as essential as I depicted it in the book, as fresh as it could be, like fresh off the griddle or fresh off the presses, it becomes an archive just as soon as it's delivered or as you and I receive it. It becomes an archive. It becomes history. And while I'm thinking about that, let me read from my book myself. I think it's in the chapter called Time, but let me give you this sidebar. Every person has originality. Even though somebody may resemble you, no one exactly looks like you or exists like you. Learn to extend what you define as beauty in your presence. You present yourself authentically. Even in isolated, limited awareness, you also represent an original, unique beauty. So while it may feel wonderful to recognize your particular originality, it also feels humbling to learn that these experiences, no matter how good they look and feel, lapse into history almost instantly. Just think about this. In terms of time, whatever I achieve right now reflects the past as this present moment moves forward. The ebb and flow of good and bad stuff changes every day, every moment. So don't put a lot of time into analyzing or recording or selfieing these events. The very sentence you read right now denotes history, old news, as soon as you consider the words. Talk about a supremely humbling situation. I'll stop there. So again, even the book that I was so proud to have finished and published, great. I enjoy doing it. Those who have read it and purchased it, fantastic. But as soon as I got it done, it was right into history. And also in the book, I talk about the problem with traditional management and leadership. So I say that because another part of contextual discussion today about writing new history, the lead into the book was talking about the resilience framework. The book about resilience has a framework that I presented as something that would drive your courage, not your vanity. I was saying that you cannot outsource this infrastructure or buy that experience with plug and play parts for success. You only have to pay attention to what drives you every day. I was saying that whether in sales, military combat, hospital surgery, personal relationships, or business negotiations, you will find resilience as very difficult to maintain until you commit quality to the process. Resilience demonstrates this philosophy in action on how to learn to fall, because you will, and how to fall to learn, because you will do that too. So, what drives you is the main question I present to you in the book. And Resilience, the Beauty of Presence, the book, answers that question every day. Now, really, it's not an answer to that question. It gives you an answer realm to develop your own questions that contain the answers you're seeking. So, when I'm talking about today, writing new history, that's what I'm calling resilience. Writing new history is resilience. Living now, loving in now, is the resilience I want to share with you in each and every episode. Not fake new, from real new history. Not a rewrite of history. Just an update from your presence and what you can produce now and not yesterday. You might consider that as a slight nuance in perspective. Maybe. But way deeper and personal when you insist that your wants follow your needs and not the other way around. So, I mentioned before substituting or interchanging pursuit with resilience. Pursuit is a simpler word to communicate the overall structure and ambition of the 820 podcast and the book itself. But also, pursuing the writing of new history is from this present moment. That's all I'm trying to get across to you today. Updating your presence, what you're doing now, what you're producing now, and not today or tomorrow. Thanks again. Stay present. Stay current. It's always 820.